Greetings and salutations of peace. I am Itol Iman. Karma is the proof of God. You are now in tune. Our culture has been hijacked. Main point here is the sense of unity has been taken out of you. Black men who know a little something treat knowledge like money or as though he has a drug habit. He is very selfish and has great ego, as if he is the only one, the chosen one. He has a messiah complex. A psychosis has set in. There is no sense of consensus. He does not want to unite. He cannot unite because he is a fraud. He chose himself. He does not truly know what he claimed to know. What we have today is a mutated people, incapable of consensus, damaged mentally by fake leaders, divided by dogmas. At their essence, they are not concerned about the freedom they cry about. When openly abused by their oppressor, they are truly happy with their station and lot in this life. Therefore, they cannot unite. This is what we are to know. You are now in tune. The language of light is music, my friends. I'm a spiritual traveler of this world. I come to let you know that music is a key to life. As sound is to broken movement, so is color to broken light. The megalithic structures are prepared to receive our voice. Sound vibration is key. Nyabingi warriors, rise up. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We call it the Holy Master Blaster Jam, and let us examine wave. The wave is a common term for a number of different ways in which energy is transferred. In electromagnetic waves, energy is transferred through vibrations of electric and magnetic fields. In sound waves, energy is transferred through vibration of air particles or particles of a solid through which the sound travels. Therefore, thought can be transferred upon sound waves. Thought is energy. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We call the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. Sound is invisible thread which bind all things and worlds. Music is the Most High. The Master Blaster Jamming is harmonic sound, unlocking the awareness of the interplay, or shall I say, unlocking an awareness of the interplay of unseen relationships between you and the vibratory force, equalizing the universal energy of the Aquarius age, bringing out the vibration in black man that's dormant in his subconscious, has been there for years, even lifetimes, awakening you from a deep sleep, like Sleeping Beauty being kissed by the prince. This is the essence of communications. As this world was designed to receive our sound, I am Ital Iman, founder of the Rastafari Mystery School, author of the Holy Book of Wonder. Since the year 1981, we have been trying to bring about this endeavor you are hearing about currently. Many of you have heard about the Master Blaster Jamming. The world was designed to receive our sound. And when we call, the builders will answer, for it is a contract binding to restore the temple and the throne of Suleiman. We free our people with music. They who guard the sacred places has no connection with them. Currently, the government is shut down. Basically, the national parks are closed because that's where the sacred sites are. It is very timely that they close them because 3-Eye Atlas is moving. The world has been divided, and we are at the essence of what has been happening for many years. There's nothing holy about the Sea of Illusion, about the Vatican. The United Nations is only a mirage along the road to Zion. Earth's rightful rulers are the true guardians of the secret places of the Lion. For it is written and revealed in the 10th Sumerian tablet, while the Anunnaki were still celebrating the construction of the artificial mounds, the pyramids, Enki offered a suggestion to his brother Enlil, saying, when in the future days it will be asked, when and by whom was this marvel fashioned? Let us beside the twin peaks a monument create. The age of the Lion, let it announce. The image of Nangishzida, later known as Thoth, the peak's designer, let its face be. Let it precisely towards the place of the celestial chariots gaze. When and by whom, and the purpose let it to future generations reveal. Enlil agreed with Enki's suggestion and decreed, let the gazing lion precisely eastward facing with Nangishzida's image be. Now we see 3-Eye Atlas coming around the mountain, hiding behind the sun, the mountain, hiding behind the sun, which is where the lion is gazing. Let the gazing lion precisely eastward facing with Nangishzida's image be. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? You are now in tune on the one, the force itself of this time. We call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. Wherever the God said, wherever I choose for my name to be remembered, I will come to you and shower blessings upon you. This place spoken of where God chooses for his name is to be remembered, are the sacred sites which are owned by the United Nations and private owners, the national monuments and the parks, like Grand Canyon, where people have to pay to enter. These places were left for us to commune and make contact with the gods, Anunnaki, the pyramid builders. And it is written in a place for us to see concerning what I am trying to cause out that you know. But if you decide to build an altar out of stone, the Lord said for me, use only natural stone, not handmade stones, because any attempt to shape them with your tools will desecrate the altar. Also, do not approach my altar by walking up steps, for you might profane the altar by exposing your nakedness. You are now in tune. Did not the prophet say unto us, reggae is a vehicle that is used to transmit a message of redemption to the people on earth today? We use it for that because I don't see no other music that can carry the message as good as that. Reggae is a heavy-duty machine. These are the words of Berhane Selassie, Light of the Trinity, a.k.a. Bob Marley. And the Dogon wisdom tells us we have been preparing for the earth and the people. We have been preparing the earth and the people for Izube Mene, the day of the earth and the fish. This is a day that the reuniting of the twin placentas will be. The twin placentas are Earth and Sirius. On that day, that uniting of the twin placentas, Earth and Sirius, will be complete. We are in that hour now, as Three-Eye Atlas turned the mountain. So, children of Jaja, don't give up the fight. And it is my desire, and desire is true prayer, that all you upful ones heed the word of the Rastaman. I am Etol Iman. Get ready for the return of the Nomo emerging from the Corona. What then is a master blaster jamming? In layman's terms, I told Ayman speak to you. There is truly no easy way to explain the master blaster jamming. I have been doing this since the year 1981, and I know there is no easy way to explain it. You cannot force anyone to understand anything. So, if you're not gravitating, this has nothing to do with algorithms. If you're not gravitating to this message, that means that you are not there. Wherever you find yourself in your own mind or your own understanding is where you find yourself in the halls of wisdom. You are now in tune. The master blaster jamming, other than it's a grand concert with profound implications and meaning. Symbolically, we have heard the story of Joshua, and the 7 trumpet soundings, the Ark of Noah, Ark of the Covenant. Well, it's all these things. Everything you have heard of, it's the master blaster jamming. We have fused all the elements of our culture, our sacred culture, our Kabbalistic wisdom, forming one great synthesis, bringing about supreme wisdom, void of contradiction. Here at the top, there is no contradiction. The other day, I came across a brother that was talking about Three-Eye Atlas. He brought up Dogon wisdom, quite a few things, and I agree with everything he said. He's supposed to be a sheikh, Sufi brother. And I tried to speak with the brother about the Master Blaster jamming, and he claimed he didn't understand what I was trying to say. And then he said he's not trying to mix a whole lot of stuff up, starting some new universal religion. He's strictly Islam, but he don't understand. He was given an opportunity to fuse with the truth, but his ignorance and his arrogance. Evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. I coined that phrase years ago. It is for us now to unite, because brothers are walking around blind, wearing robes, big white turbans, and ignorant as hell. You are now in tune, on the one. The Master Blaster jamming is a cumulative energy of the Rastafari rhetoric and rituals. We can throw Islam in there also. They don't know what Islam is. Where it is heard and chanted in the music of the Rastafari prophet Bob Marley. So the Master Blaster jamming is the cumulative energy of the Rastafari rhetoric and rituals. Where it is heard and chanted in the music of the Rastafari prophet Bob Marley, we free our people with music. The Master Blaster jamming causes that prophecy to become a reality in the sense of a grand concert now 58 years after 1969 Woodstock. We will send out a vibration. We're supposed to, I said like that, by 2027, supposed to send out a vibration that will change the music industry, giving us, these are just earthly things, giving us more control over our own art. But there are no men there, Marcus Garvey said. Where are our men of greater faith? We have faggots. We have brothers wearing long robes, turbans, and playing these games and afraid of the government. They're afraid of Babylon. There was a time when it was a hell of a thing for a Rasta man to go to Babylon and bring down fire. Brothers talk about bringing down fire, but they don't know how to do it. I'm trying to cause out that you see we have the technology to do it. We are on a path beyond technology, but we have these homosexual, down low, no good Negroes pretending to be sheikhs, pretending to be sages. It is time to unify. We still have time. So we supposed to send this vibration that will change the industry, giving us more control over our own art. We, by the Master Blaster jamming, are causing a paradigm shift through it. We will have raised enough funds to implement a great change in the infrastructure of the land grant that was given to us. We're so weak until the land grant is going to waste. We have brothers who are caught in a freeze frame. We can do a lot, bring about change with the sound vibration. So we want to, our dream was, our mission was, still is, to build that up. And this concert is Woodstock on a higher level. It's the foundation. This is higher grounds. This is the foundation. And speaking of higher grounds, a lot of our great poets, George Clinton and people on that level, they are boule. They talk about mothership, but they pretending that it's nothing. They just making their money. They're afraid is what it is. They're afraid of Babylon. They're afraid of the powers that be. But the gods are going to deal with those brothers. They're going to deal with a lot of them older than I am. And they've been here, don't realize what they come here to do. But the reason that they're still alive, being that they're not doing what they're supposed to do, they're going to see that what came through them, what they were inspired to give us, is going to come true. So when our elder brothers come through on the ships, that's when they're going to leave. The ones that supposed to be, it's a scripture. I forgot the numbers of the scripture, but they say these brothers are going to stay here and they're going to see that it's real, and then Allah is going to take them away. You're now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Gem. And you wonder where your voodoo's at. I see people on the internet with sticks and long robes chanting down Babylon. Where your voodoo at? This is your voodoo. This is your science. This, the Master Blaster Jamming, is your science. The energy is here. This is what we're supposed to do at this time. Police is killing you. Martial law has been implemented. You're sitting down watching it, talking about it on the internet like you know what the hell you're doing. This is your power, Negroes. Oh my goodness. So, by it, we have defined by the Holy Book of Wonder, which is a 36-year endeavor. Started in 1981 when Bob Marley transitioned, completed in 2017. 36 years. Symbolic of the 36, Bob Marley died at 36. Symbolic of the elliptical orb ship Nibiru. The Holy Book of Wonder is the definitive message of the Rastafari movement. Rastafari movement was not a stagnation. It was a movement. Water flows. When it stops flowing, it's stagnant. That's why you see blindfolds on the cultural community today. So, we have responded to the rituals and the rhetoric. For instance, the ritual of the Nyabengi of the Rastafari will be implemented, i.e. will be implemented on a cosmic scale, being that this vibration manifests itself in the music of 7 master musicians, which contains the wisdom of the Sirius star system. Get the Holy Book of Wonder, you know what I'm talking about. As revealed in the music of Song Life. Stevie Wonder, the Cosmic Midwife. It is a scientific equation designed and packaged to be implemented in a unified way, in harmonic convergence. Be at the right place, the right time, turn the right direction, and utter the true name of God in the place where the gods or God has written his name. The harmonic sound technology has been infused into the pyramids and other sacred structures awaiting the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. This is the wisdom of Jedediah, the way of the Holy Word. This is the power of the Word. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself of this time. We call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. We are under the vibration of what Babylon calls 3-eye Atlas. This is the wisdom of the owl clan. I am Ital Iman or Ital Iman, the wizard of owls. This is ancient spirit of the northeastern Florida. This is the ancient spirit of the northeastern Florida chieftain confederation of the Mayacan, the Ais, the Temuquans, Seminoles, Miami, stationed along the Grand Welka, current day St. John's River, the only major river flowing upstream like the Nile in Egypt. You are now in tune on the one wisdom of the Rastafari Mystery School. This little talk is to make the so-called African connection, i.e. the American African connection. We're going to hook the America African connection, East and West. Bear with us that you learn. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. brethren and sistren, it is true that before Columbus or any other reached these shores, we the black people were here. Our history here goes so far back, it is beyond history. We are Turtle Island, the ace, whose leaders or chiefs called cacique. We ruled through the power of suggestion rather than threat or force. We were a united people then. Before the Africans came here, we were here. The Africans came here to visit us. Even in the ancient times of Atlantis, this is when we had our flying ships. In the beginning, when we set up the sky ports, pyramids, laying the grid for the Earth's GPS system built mathematically in stone. You are now in tune. I am Etol Iman. These were the days before our fathers Anunnaki left Earth at that time of the flood. A long time passed after Atlantis, and the people started anew. The Africans came here centuries before Columbus. Their religion was Islam. So was ours a religion of peace. The Arabs in those days were black. So some people here on Turtle Island are descendants from them. These, i.e., there are symbols of the ace, a people of southern Florida who carry proof of America in the time of the great plumed serpent Quetzalcoatl, known as Thoth in Egypt. The leaders were a 8-point star with a cross in its center, which is symbol of Nibiru. So we know there was contact with the original Anunnaki and the people around the 14th century. At one time, all black people were united people, unlike today. Hear me now. The pyramids and monolithic structures around the globe and on other planets is proof of one black people. Now, currently, and for a long time, all other races have been worshiping us through our art, statues, etc. Many have been whitewashed, but we know that Shiva is black. Buddha, Shiva is actually Enki. Yes, I. The lighter-skinned devils should know we have come to reclaim the pyramids. This is the hour of the great awakening. QAnon is not the leader of this revolution. It is Allah, the collective Anunnaki. Don't forget that. A careful study of the names of the so-called native tribes reveal that many names are derived from Arab and Islamic roots and origins, i.e. Anasazi, Apache, Arawak, Arikana, Shavin, Cherokee, Cree, Hohokam, Hupa, Hopi, Maka, Mohegan, Mohawk, Nazca, Zulu, Zuni, etc. The descendants of the Muslim visitors of North America are members of the present Iroquois, Algonquin, Anasazi, Hohokam, and Olmec natives. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself of this time, we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. Yes, you are correct. But now you are now in tune totally. On October 12, 1492, Columbus landed on a little island in the Bahamas that was called Guanahani by the natives, renamed San Salvador by Columbus. Guanahani is derived from the Mandinka and modified Arabic word Guana, Ikhawana, means brothers, and Hani is an Arabic name. Therefore, the original name of the island was Honey Brothers. Ferdinand Columbus, the son of Christopher, wrote about the blacks seen by his father in Honduras. The people who live farther east of Cavanas, as far as Cape Gracias, Adias, are almost black in color. At the same time, in this very same region lived a tribe of Muslim natives known as Alamama. In Mandinka and Arabic language, Alamama was the designation of Al-Imam or Al-Imamu, the leader of the prayer, or in some cases, the chief of the community and or a member of the Imami Muslim community. You are now in tune. Anthropologists have proven that the Mandincos, under Mansa Musa's instructions, explored many parts of North America via Mississippi and other river systems. At Four Corners, Arizona, writings show that they even brought elephants from Africa to the area of the Four Corners. You are now in tune. Columbus admitted in his papers that on Monday, October 21st, 1492, while his ship was sailing near Gibraltar on the northeast coast of Cuba, he saw a mosque on the top of a beautiful mountain. The ruins of the mosque and minarets with inscriptions of Quranic verses have been discovered in Cuba, Mexico, Texas, and Nevada. During his second voyage, Columbus was told by Indians of Hispaniola, Haiti, that black people had been to the island before his arrival. For proof, they presented Columbus with the spears of these African Muslims. These weapons were tipped with a yellow metal that the Indians call Gunin, a word of West African derivation, meaning gold alloy. Oddly enough, it is related to the Arabic word Guiana, which means wealth. Columbus brought the guineas back to Spain and had them tested. He learned that the metal was 18 parts gold, 56.25%, 6 parts silver, 18.75%, and 8 parts copper, 25%. The same ratio as the metal produced in African metal shops in Guinea. 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 All right. In 1498, in his third voyage to the New World, Columbus landed in Trinidad. Later, he sighted the South American continent, where some of his crew went ashore and found natives using colorful handkerchiefs of symmetrically woven cotton Columbus noticed that these handkerchiefs resembled the headdresses and loincloths of Guinea in their color, style, and function. He referred to them as al-mizars. Al-mizar is an Arabic word for wrapper, cover, apron, and or skirting, which was the cloth of Moors. I don't know where they get that word Moors from. That just mean that just like saying nigger. But you can't get these brothers to understand that there is no such people as Moors. Oh, well, we're talking about the people from Spanish or North African Muslims. That's what they call Moors. They call everybody black Moors, but so imported from East Africa. That's what they into Morocco, Spain, and Portugal. During the voyage, Columbus was surprised that the married women wore cotton panties, bragas, and he wondered where these natives learned their modesty. Lord, the arrogance of these white folks. Hernan Cortez, Spanish conqueror, described the dress of the Indian women as long veils and the dress of Indian men as breechcloths, painted in the style of Moorish draperies. Ferdinand Columbus called the natives cotton garments breechcloths of the same design and cloth as shawls worn by Moorish women of Granada. Even the similarities of the children's hammocks to those found in North Africa was uncanny. There was just a unity at that time. We are just one people, and we still should be, but we all cracked out, we all faggoted out, we all jabbed out. It's really bad now. We at a point where we should get on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon. It's not about money anymore. It's not about money anymore. It's not about Hollywood anymore. It's not about none of that glitter anymore. Take your wigs off, take your weave out, take your makeup out, wrap your heads up, meditate, fast, clean that ass up. Mothership is on its way. All right. Dr. Barry Fell, Harvard University, introduced in his book, Saga America, 1980, solid scientific evidence supporting the arrival centuries before Columbus of Muslims from North and West Africa. Dr. Fell discovered the existence of the Muslim school at Valley of Fire, Allen Springs, Logo, Marcino, Kehoe, Canyon, Washoe, and Hickson Summit Pass in Nevada, Mesa Verde in Colorado, Membreys Valley in New Mexico, and Hipper Canoe in Indiana, dating back to 700 to 800 Common Era. Engraved on rocks in the arid western USA, he found text, diagrams, and charts presenting the last surviving fragment of what was once a system of schools. At both an elementary and higher level, the language of instructions was North African Arabic written in Old Kufic Arabic script. We were here, yes we were here, we're still here. In all actuality, we are Anunnaki, because when we came here, there was nothing here, no humans here, nothing, just evolution, just like Darwin said. And then he looked down at the river once they did the revolt. They were tired of working, and they saw some apes down there by the water, and he said, hey, they got something down there, we can make robots out of them. So in vitro, they created, let us create the humans in our image, that they were tired of working. The workers were Anunnakis. So they created the Adum. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. This time, we call it the Holy Master Blessed Jammeh. So we know we were here. We were having creating schools and everything right here in the good old USA, because we terraformed this land. So we have proof that we were here. So we're gonna skip all that. I could go on and on and on about that, the proof of it. But what we're gonna do right here, we're gonna start in on with chapter 51, Holy Quran. Why is chapter 51 so important to us? Now we really need to hear this. It's important lie in the fact that it reveals to us who is the Muslim. Listen now. Why is chapter 50? We look at these sheikhs, and these so-called Islamic scholars, but listen to the Rastaman. Why is chapter 51, Holy Quran, so important to us? Its importance lie in the fact that it reveals to us who is the angel Jibril and the prophet Muhammad. The very fact that each side of the Great Pyramid rises at an angle of 51.5 degrees. Now note, the chapter in the Quran is 51, and the lateral base rises to the apex at 51.5 degrees. Now, who put that equation there? Who made the pyramid? We already heard that Ben-Ktifa was his face is on the Sphinx. So the Anunnaki built the pyramids. So they designed it. The lateral base slopes upward at 51 degrees to the apex. On each side of the Great Pyramid rises at an angle of 51.5 degrees, corresponding to Surah 51. Not only that, each side are aligned almost exactly with true north, south, east, and west. So it proves that the title was purposely given to reveal what is brought out here. For a pyramid to look like a pyramid, each of the four triangular shaped sides must slope up and towards each other at the same angle, so that they meet at a point at the top. The builders constructed the pyramid layer by layer, starting at the bottom. Chapter 51 is titled El Dariyat, the scatterers, causing out that we know that the authors of Quran were ones who scattered the great monuments throughout the planet Earth and the boundless universe to an unfathomable mathematical precision and perfection. So if we go, listen Imams, listen Muslim scholars, listen Muslims. If we go to verse 24 of chapter 51, we can shine more light on these supermen. Verse 24 of chapter 51 reads, "Has the story of Abraham's honored guest reached thee?" Next verse sets the stage. When they came to him, they said, "Salam alaikum, salam alaikum." Peace, said he. Strangers. Note this meeting is all in exclamations. Now, if that was not clear enough, we'll reverse the number 51 and make it 15. So when we reach chapter 15, we'll go to verse 51 to view its revelation. Verse 51, chapter 15 reads, "And informed them of the guest of Abraham." Next verse says, "When they entered upon him, they said, 'Peace.' He said, 'We are afraid of you.'" Now, to reveal who the strangers were who came to Abraham and his guests, we will go to the 10th Sumerian tablet. A door will be opened once shut. No rebuttal can ever enter. It is a door hermetically sealed. Now, what did the Anunnaki look like? Many will ask. Here, I will give you an illustration from their own writings. The Sumerian 10th tablet of the Anunnaki. While the Anunnaki were still celebrating the construction of the artificial mounds, Enki offered a suggestion to his brother Enlil. When, in the future days, it will be asked, when and by whom was this marvel fashioned? See, they know people was going to be discussing, who built the pyramid? Did little gray aliens, the little green Martians build it? But they say, when in the future days, there's no more argument about who did it. Tall, white, blonde, blue-eyed, all that. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing. When in the future days it will be asked, when and by whom was this marvel fashioned? Let us beside the twin peaks a monument create, the age of a lion let it announce. The image of Ben-Ktifa, later known as Thoth, the twin peaks designer, let its face be. Let it precisely towards the place of the celestial chariot's gaze. So Three-Eye Atlas is a celestial chariot coming swinging low. Okay, it's gazing right now, right at Three-Eye Atlas. The Sphinx in front of the pyramid is gazing at Three-Eye Atlas right now. Let it precisely toward the place of the celestial chariot's gaze. When, by whom, and the purpose, let it to future generations reveal. Enlil agreed with Enki's suggestion and decreed, let the gazing lion precisely eastward facing with Ben-Ktifa's image be. This little talk that we're having right now, it's a big talk. It's important that in this time of pestilence, of enigmatic pandemic, though the hour is dark, the sun shines through. We give you the ray of hope. Some don't know about the mothership. Some don't want to know about it. Some sing about the mothership and deny the mothership. But you're going to see it. This is real. This is real. And they black. They ain't no tall blondes from the Pleiades and all that kind of fools. Ain't no white folks out in space. Ain't no white folks. Ain't no aliens out there. Ain't nothing but niggers out in space. So, Thoth made us a promise. So we know the mothership is on its way. Everybody knows. They're going to, by 2017, every eye shall see. What are they seeing now? All right. Well, we also want you to know, we're going to wrap this up right here, but we want you to know that Bob Marley is our prophet. He died for our sins. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think I'm crazy, because I knows what I'm talking about. Bob Marley is our prophet. And you check out work out here at Rossford Mission School. Stevie Wonder is logo circle 7. Stevie, I'm telling them about you, Stevie. You logo circle 7. You would inspire the Lord. You know, Stevie, back in the day when he did that song about higher ground, talking about waiting till I reach my higher grounds, I'm gonna let you know what the deal is. Well, he had a premonition back in them days. He knew something was gonna happen to him. He didn't know what it was. He just felt it. He just felt it in his bones. He just felt it in his gizzard. So one day he was coming from a concert. His cousin was driving in a car. He was 23 years old. And in my work, you'll find that 23 is a resonant number of Sirius. So he was 23 at that time, and the brother that was driving that pulpwood truck that hit the car he was driving in, ran into, he was 23 years old. So he was hitting the head, and the head just blew up. He went into a coma. Now, when you go into a coma, what happens? Your soul leaves your body. So if you don't come back to your body, you're no longer alive. But he came back. But he was programmed. He was 23. The man was driving a truck that they ran into. The log fell off the truck. That's one story, and busted him in the head. And He went into a coma. When he came back, he was programmed. He wrote 2 concept albums. One's Hotter Than July with Doggone Wisdom. The hotter days of July is the dog days. And when you're moving to positive, your destination's the brightest star. One of the songs. So Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. It was a Doggone Wisdom. So this is some real stuff we're dealing with. So y'all need to come on over to Rastafari Mission School and get you some of these teachings, because this is the teaching of the hour. We got a lot of deep stuff for you. And we ain't bullshitting over here. Look at it. Bob Marley's a prophet. We got receipts. We got proof, my ninjas. Bob Marley is a prophet. Stevie Wonder's logo, Circle 7. I'm spilling the beans tonight. Spilling the tea. Bob Marley is our prophet. Stevie Wonder, it was time to tell the truth. It was time to tell the truth. Bob Marley is a prophet. Stevie Wonder's logo, Circle 7. He's a word. Haile Selassie is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, representative of the Anunnaki, direct descent of Solomon. And Solomon, you know, the Bible is allegory, metaphors, and similes. Every noun has a deeper level of meaning. So Solomon was actually Enki. And Sheba, the queen of Sheba, she was Anana, the one that stole the meat from the technology from Enki. So it's a serious thing we're dealing with, people. It's a serious thing. But Haile Selassie holds the wisdom. You know, now this Haile Selassie is 225th king of the Solomonic lineage. He gave his ring, the same ring that Enki wore, that Solomon wore, he gave it to Bob Marley. So what does that mean? He gave the ring to Bob Marley, the Solomonic dynasty ring to Bob Marley. What does that mean? That means that the Rastafari is king, lords of lords. So that gave credence and importance to all the Rastas. And we are Muslim. We're Sufi, my brother. We're Sufi. We cover the whole spectrum. We don't fuse all the different elements of our culture into one great synthesis. And here at the top, my brothers and sisters, there is no contradiction. All right, let's get down to business here. So we're going to show you the purpose. We're going to show you the technology of the Master Blaster Jamming. Is to make a petition to God, an invocation as designed in religious rituals. The purpose and technology, the summary of the Master Blaster Jamming, is to make a petition. The Masonic ritual says, when the true name of God is uttered, heaven and earth will shake. It's already shaking, but when you pronounce the true name of God, you know, I am that I am, which was Enki. We say, I am Enki. We talk about that too over here at Rastafari Mission School, but, you know, y'all don't believe me. That's okay. As long as we know, you know, you do what you want to do, but I'm just letting you have it and putting it down for everybody that you can't say it's not here. Look. All right. Now, we're going to show you the code of Islam, the code of the minaret. There's a minaret in Afghanistan, which is very significant. It's called the minaret of Jam. The minaret of Jam. Code of the minaret of Jam. Hey, our lives matter, man. We been in slavery for so long, we done forgot what the hell we supposed to do. We forgot who we are. But the Rastafari Mission School let you know who the hell you are. All right. So, what is a legacy you Negroes ought to leave upon orb ship Earth? You know, we ain't did nothing with our culture. You know, I rapped and punked everybody out, and the hip hop and all that. You know, the great abomination. We ain't left nothing. We talking about we great people and all that. This is the code to the pyramids, code to the universe. We always talking about we this and we that, we was here, we black, we kings and queens. What the hell y'all doing, man? Still twerking? Well, twerking's okay, I like twerking, but anyway. All right. The future and the past lies. Say it one more time. The future and the past lies. Now just think a little bit. Okay, I mean, well, I've had great attributes in my life. I'm a poor man, but people made songs about me. I was told by a guy over in the Cameroon that he was, walking one day down by the river. He saw a brother, elder, baptizing people, and he was baptized in the name of Ital Iman. Every time he said something, he said, and Ital Iman said, there's some stuff going on that y'all don't know about. Y'all need to go in and read my books. Got about 23 of them out there. There's some serious stuff while y'all out there being phony. There's been some serious biblical stuff happening over him. All right. All right. The minaret of Jan, which is very important. We're supposed to call out to the gods, Allah, in oneness, for it is binding on the gods to answer our prayer. The Quran says to honor our call. When we call out, it's binding on the angels to answer our call. Quran says that at this time we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. The Muazzin in Turkish, Muzin, Arabic, Mu'addan, or Muzim, is a person appointed at the mosque to lead and recite the call to prayer. Now this is very, very important. There's a code in what they call the Adhan. When everybody come to prayer, come to prosperity, line up together, calling out to God, waiting on an answer, regardless of spiritual station, regardless of economic station. You could be poor. Everybody's supposed to come, but we got some arrogant Muslims out there. All right? So, the muezzin is the person appointed at the mosque to lead and recite the call to prayer for every event of prayer and worship in the mosque. The muezzin's post is an important one, as he is the one responsible for each call to prayer. The community depends on him for accurate prayer schedules, salat. Historically, the muezzin would have to recite the Adhan, or call to prayer, by the minarets. Historically, in the past, the muezzin would have to recite the Adhan, or call to prayer, by the minarets in order to be heard. He had to go up, high up on a ladder, get up into the minarets, and yell out to the ones around him or down below him could hear. So, okay, now mosques often have loudspeakers mounted on the top of the minaret, and the muezzin will use a microphone, or the muezzin recording is played, allowing the call to prayer to be heard at a great distance without climbing the minarets. Now, the Ugaritic text called the moon god El. Now, we're not going to get into the moon god because a lot of people think that's like pagan stuff, but it's something going on the moon, and moon actually means hotel or home or somebody's there. We're not going to talk about that right now, though. All right. But the moon god El, simply God, was a forerunner of the Islamic Allah, and his moon crescent symbol crowns every Muslim mosque. And as tradition demands, the mosques are flanked to this day by minarets that simulate multi-stage rocket ships ready to be launched. Now, did you hear what I just said? The minarets that simulate, if you look at a minaret, you can vision this. It simulates multi-stage rocket ships ready to be launched. So here we see that we have seen given the key of contacting the gods or Anunnaki. See, Allah is collective Anunnaki. That's why they speak in the plural. Let us and we said. So we have been given the key of contacting Anunnaki or the gods or Allah to resurrect and direct the positive energy of the prophets, i.e. the poets of black music, which is the African American Kabbalah, the spiritual science, to pay homage and tribute to the major prophets and poets, to fulfill the message in the music and the book, the holy book of wonder. Now, the so-called Muslims, the so-called Sufis, they can't get to that. It's plain as day. Allah is collective Anunnaki. Thought, Gabriel, Jabril is Enki, is thought. The Bible is allegory, metaphor, similes. Every noun has a deeper level of meaning. So people basically they're fundamentalists. If you told them that there is no Jesus, and don't tell a Muslim it ain't no Muhammad, you have to run for your life. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. The Anunnaki wrote these scripts. That's the mastermind behind these scripts. Let us. We told you about Abraham's aren't guess. 2 + 2 is 4. It cannot be refuted. See, that's why we can't unite. We have fundamentals. We have people that hadn't made it yet, but they went to school. They're programmed. They're scholars. And so they say, I'm mixing stuff up. When it plainly says there were guests of Abraham. Who the hell you think the guest was? Some angel with wings on? They came to Abraham. In Surah 51, lateral base of Great Pyramid slopes upward to the apex of 51 degrees. What the hell you think that was? You know better than the Christians. You talk about the Christians believing in Jesus. You know better than the Christians. Rastas, you just switch Haile Selassie for Jesus, not knowing the deeper level. The Rastafari is this progression. It's now being defined. You are now into on the one. Yes, I'm out of here. Ooh, Lord, help me, Lord.